previous episode was Soccer Rally, so I was hoping to give that a go once again. Just because it seemed like a really great game. It genuinely, I was genuinely, oh my goodness, that is loud. Okay, turning it down for the video, so don't worry, it's not going to be loud for you. Okay, this video is going to include some keyboard sounds, because I'm going to play this on a BlueStacks emulator on my computer. This is a mobile game, but I'm playing it on PC because I'm really cool like that. I'm an advanced nerd, level 10 nerd. Okay, it's asking me to spin the wheel. I guess let's just go for it. Why not? Oh, I forgot I have to watch a freaking ad to do that. Alright, well, we're just gonna sit through this. I mean, genuine. I'm just giving you guys the genuine, real, raw mobile gaming experience here, okay? I don't edit nothing. This is completely raw. This is what you get, alright? You play on mobile, and you have to experience this crap, alright? So don't even come at me. This is the most stupid ad, by the way. Like, what am I? It's telling me to click on this, I guess, but like, I'm just gonna skip my man. I'm just gonna skip. And now I have to wait another 5 seconds. No, this is wonderful. Anyway, I was wondering. Okay, let's get to this first. Fantastic. See, when I did the video about this game, I was under the impression that when you spin the wheel and it gives you like a car, I thought it straight up just gives you the car, but it turns out that actually it just gives you a certain fragment of the car. You have to unlock like 10, 20 pieces until you actually get the car. So, that's fine. Anyway, I was gonna say, I think this game is actually genuinely cool. Which kind of brings me to a point that I kind of wanted to talk about in this video, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure if I should share this story or not, but I'm gonna keep it somewhat vague and not get too deeply into it because I don't want to like. Oh shit. I have just realized the guy that I played in the video, Pika Toasties, is actually the #1 ranked player in the game. I had no idea. I thought he was just one of the good players, but he's literally like the top guy. I thought I was playing against like some top 100 guy, but this is something else, man. That's ridiculous. Look at how many points he has more than everyone else. This guy is obsessed. Previously he was Grandmaster, which is this red icon, but now it seems that he's leveled up to whatever that is. I guess it's Legend. Yeah, it's Legend. Unbelievable. Well, it could be that he's a legend in 1v1s, but not in 2v2s. I'm not too sure how that works, to be fair. Alright. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna start playing some matches and try to sort of zombie through them. I'll do 2v2 so that I don't have to do all the work. My teammate can kind of carry me a little bit. Alright, keyboard sounds, let's go. Yeah, so what was I saying? I was saying that like, there was a story I kind of wanted to talk about. I just spontaneously thought like, what else would there's nothing else really to talk about. I mean, obviously I can always ramble, but I figured I might as well get into some interesting stuff that happened. So, obviously, I did a whole video about this game. It was titled something like, well, I've had many titles on the video. Originally it was called like, Rocket League clones are broken or something like that. Then I changed it to like garbage versions of Rocket League, and I think I had some other titles as well. And I've changed it again. I don't remember what it is now, but either way, it's interesting. The whole point of this is I actually ended up getting a DM from 2 of the developers to get too personal with it, but one of the guys that DM me was like super supportive and cool about it. He was like, yo, I love your content, that video was great, it really made me laugh and stuff like that, and I appreciated that very much. And I also got a DM, like I wasn't mad at him, and in the end he wasn't like mad at me in any way, he understood everything. And okay, I'm gonna pause this. Well, anyway, so this other dev messaged me and said that he kind of felt like I was sort of shitting on like an indie team, because they're an indie team, they're not like a big studio or anything like that, and he felt like I was kind of shitting on the game by calling it a Rocket League clone and stuff like that. And we actually ended up having a really cool conversation after that. Alright, I had to skip a little bit there, but I'm back. So, I got MVP in this match. Absolutely killing it right now. I mean, I'm the greatest at Rocket League and Soccer Rally. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, I guess you unlock different skills and stuff in this game as you rank up, which is interesting for sure. I'm kind of interested to see how that plays out and how different skills affect your gameplay and stuff like that. I'm just gonna jump straight to the next game. We're on the ranked grind. Alright, let's get back to the story I was talking about. So, like I mentioned, this other dev messaged me and was kind of, yeah, he expressed a little bit of sort of disappointment with the video, let's say. And essentially, like I said, we actually ended up having a really good conversation. I think we both sort of understood each other in the end. I think, he sort of, I replied to his original message, like kind of giving my point of view and saying that, like, I don't think I was necessarily, like, I don't think it's necessarily wrong to call it a Rocket League clone. Although he did explain to me that the game has actually existed way before Rocket League was even a thing. Or maybe not way before, but certainly before. And so he felt that it was sort of unfair to call it a Rocket League clone, but I guess my main point is that, like, ultimately it's kind of just gonna happen. Like, you can't stop that from happening. People are gonna think of it as a Rocket League clone just because it's a car soccer game, and because Rocket League is much bigger, because it's the number one Rocket League, or number one car soccer game out there. Also, why am I playing a 1v1? Did I not search a 2v2? I could have sworn I searched a 2v2. Alright, let's see. Wish this game had a ball cam. I feel like I can't see where I'm going half the time. Okay. Oh shit, I misused my item. Alright, I feel like this is gonna be a breeze for me. I'm just gonna continue to destroy these absolute, like, it's just unfair. These random mobile gamers just getting destroyed, man. Wait, I suddenly have a win streak of 100% again. Hold on a second. Wait, is it based on, like, is your win percent based on the ranks? Oh, I guess it is. I feel bad, like, this is a bloodbath at this point. Like, this shouldn't even be allowed, man. Like, why am I allowed to do all this to this guy? Like, what has he done to deserve such a massive loss? I am literally annihilating this individual. It's not even funny. I'm timing the kickoff. Boom. I'm timing the shot. I feel like I could be the number one guy on the leaderboards, man. I really think I could be. It's only a matter of time until I'm the greatest of all time of Soccer Rally. I mean, clowns. This is just not even fair. This guy should forfeit at this point. Like, why are we even playing, man? Watch this. I've already scored. Boom. Well, I've somehow missed. Okay, that's fine. I do need to get back to this story because I'm completely missing a bunch of points here. So again, even though I kind of disagreed that I don't think this, people are just gonna call your game a Rocket League clone no matter what. Ultimately, I did apologize though, because I felt like there is a fair criticism to be said about my video that like I kind of did group this game in with all the shitty Rocket League clones, which I don't think is necessarily fair. I sort of misrepresented this game by putting it together with all the other ones. Because the whole video was called like shitty Rocket League clones, and that was the whole intro. It was me just going, hey, look at these, we're gonna play these terrible Rocket League clones that suck and barely have any online capability. That was kind of the whole point of the video. But the thing that I didn't account for is I never expected to actually find like a really decent game, like such as this Soccer Rally game. So that came as a complete shock to me and a surprise. But the thing is, when you're in the mode of like making content, you don't necessarily realize these things. You're so focused on like editing and working hard and trying to get the video finished as soon as possible so you can upload it. When you're so focused on all that, you sort of forget to analyze and review your own video and think about things like, okay, is this game like treating all the games fairly? Am I shitting on any of the games unfairly? Like, those kind of things didn't really cross my mind. But like on second thought, I feel like, especially because my video was like 90%, well not 90%, it was majority of the video's content was about Soccer Rally, right? I played a few other games as well, but most of the content was about Soccer Rally. And Soccer Rally was also the first game that I played in the video. So again, I feel like that sort of gives the implication that I'm calling Soccer Rally like this shitty Rocket League clone game. Whereas that's not really a fair thing to say, I don't think. And I can understand why that would make a developer feel strongly about that, because again, you gotta think of it from their perspective. You gotta step into another person's shoes and be like, okay, imagine you spent literally years like crafting these games. These are like your babies. Like you pour your heart and soul into these games. You pour your passion and love into these games and hard work into these games. And then one day you find out, there's this YouTuber who's like implying that your game's like a shitty Rocket League clone, when this game, the Soccer Rally series, it's actually multiple different games. The series is like way older than Rocket League itself. So I fully understand when I step into a developer's shoes. I can understand why that video might be slightly upsetting. Like, you gotta think about, if you literally spent years working on something and then somebody's shitting on it. Even though I don't think I was ever shitting on the game particularly, but I see that there's an implication. It might seem like that, or it might give the viewers that impression. But ultimately, we had a really good discussion. The developer told me about like some of the bad experiences he's gone through as a dev, like people sending all kinds of threats and talking trash directly to him, just because of the games. And essentially, I said something like, I believe that's all. Like, you gotta understand that a lot of the times, these people who send terrible messages to other people, they're just like looking for ways to vent their own, frustration. Like, they're not mature enough to handle their own frustration, so they try to push it onto other people, they try to shit on other people, and that's kind of how a lot of it, I mean, I feel like that's mostly younger people, but I can see adults doing that type of shit as well. It happens for sure. Ultimately though, I do think people who send those type of criticisms that aren't like constructive, they're just finding ways to vent out their frustration. They don't really care about anything else, really. You know? So it's good to keep that in mind and try not to take those type of criticisms too hard, because ultimately it doesn't mean anything, and you have to learn not to take it personally. I think that, I mean, you know, and with all that being said, I still have sympathy, because as a YouTuber I fully understand the concept of, you know, getting really unfair criticism and people telling you all kinds of threats and calling you a terrible person and things like that for literally no reason. So I have a lot of sympathy for that. I understand that, absolutely. But all I'm saying is that, like, I guess for every person who's in some way in front of public attention, then it's good to keep in mind those type of things. But of course, not everyone is. It's not like, oh my, skill unlocked. Oh, I've unlocked a skill. Did not realize it. All I'm trying to say is, I guess another point to that is that, like, you know, human beings aren't really built to receive ridiculous amounts of criticism from random people. Like, we're not, especially if you're somebody who's well known on the internet, or you're running some kind of a video game company and people come to you to give feedback a lot. It's not something that the human brain is really, like, designed to handle, you know, so it's something that's very difficult for everybody to, like, learn if they get into those positions where they have to figure out how to deal with that. So I understand all of that fully. Either way, we had a really good conversation. I sort of apologized for my way of handling the situation, and I mentioned that I could do a better job. I think, you know, just me speaking from my heart, I do think that I could have, you know, because I remember when I was recording that video with Lucky, we said actually multiple times that we thought the game was really good. We said positive things about the game, but when I was editing the video, I didn't feel like that was important to include in the video. And I think if I had included it, it would have sort of taken away the implication that the game is somehow bad, just because, like, you know, just because it was grouped into a video of terrible clones. Okay, I have a question here, which I'm confused about. So when I recorded last time for that episode, I unlocked the same car, right? But when I looked into my garage earlier, it wasn't there. Wait a second. Why is it saying I've been promoted? I already hit bronze 3. Wait, am I crazy? Oh, I've been promoted to silver now. Let's go. Alright, I'm just confused why it was running through all of the different things. Okay, let's go to main menu. I actually want to pick up that car, because I think it's hilarious. Like, imagine playing with a car like that in Rocket League. That would just be an absolute blast. Let's see. Where's this car at? Uncommon. I could have sworn I already unlocked this car before. I could have sworn I already got the bronze before. I'm not too sure what happened. Oh, I think I know what happened, actually. I think I have 2 accounts. Yep, that's what happened. Alright, that's been cleared up. I remember that, yeah, because I have like 2 different emulators, 2 different versions of BlueStacks, and I guess those got tangled up, and my other account is Linkuru was here, So, again, we traded like really long freaking essays between each other in the DMs with the developer, and you know, I think we found some common ground and understanding between each other, and yeah, I really appreciated that conversation we had. I think it was really productive in the end. So again, I don't want you guys to get any kind of bad idea of just because he was like upset about the video or whatever at first. Ultimately, he did end up saying that he doesn't think that the video was like bad in any way. And he even apologized, saying that he thinks he reacted a little too strongly, perhaps, and things like that. So again, you know, it's always important for everyone to always remain like, you know, polite, and you know, I feel like there could have been other ways I could have responded to that criticism. You know, I could have said, when he said that he thought my video was unfair or whatever, you know, I could have just started to argue with him and tell him that he's wrong, or tell him why I think that everything. Try to justify myself, but ultimately, with any kind of argument, I always try to look at other people's perspective always, right? Because I can find a lot of sympathy and empathy in situations if I just try to see it from another person's perspective. Because it's always so easy to like look at your own perspective and then start to criticize someone else. And I could have done that, but I tried not to, and so ultimately, yeah, I think it's important to try to put yourself in another person's shoes. Okay, what is happening in this game right now? Why do they have shields? What's going on? I don't have a shield, but teammate, please. Alright. Yeah, so again, it was really cool. He gave me a little bit of backstory of how Soccer Rally came to be, and you know, how many years he's worked on the game, and like ultimately all he wants is just to make fun games and hope that people enjoy them. And yeah, so like I can fully understand that. I get why he could have been sort of frustrated with my video. Oh, they've just uncled the shit out of that. Let's go. I don't know where I wanted to go with this story. I guess I just wanted to kind of I guess I wanted you guys to get the impression that the developers of this game are actually really cool, and they're willing to talk and have a conversation, and ultimately I did appreciate that, you know. The guy wasn't like being unfair or anything towards me. He was like willing to hear my perspective as well, I feel like, and so ultimately I had a really good interaction with these devs, and I'm really happy about that. And ultimately I also wanted to make this video to give a little positive attention to this game, because ultimately, while I do think my video was mostly positive in that, like, when me and Lucky were playing it in the video, we were actually like having a good time and stuff. And so, dude, teammate, can you like, I don't know why I'm getting frustrated at this game, but like, teammate, he should be like the same rank, shouldn't he? These opponents are just constantly slamming the ball on kickoff, and my teammate cannot even drive straight. Like, what's wrong with this dude? Also keep getting slowed down. I'm gonna be honest with you, just a slight bit of criticism. I think in a fast-paced game like this, especially when you have a small map and everything happens really quickly, like the goals happen within like a few seconds and stuff like that, I think adding a mechanic that slows your car down for like 3 seconds is kind of contradicting to the matches are really short. Like, as you can see, that match barely took any time. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just my perspective. Obviously, you can have a different point of view on that. You may disagree with me. I'm just saying what I think. And that's ultimately what everything is about. Life is about. We all got our opinions. We're all, I guess, free to express them. And yeah. Okay, that's that. I think I'm done for today. I've had one shitty teammate and I'm already sick of it. Alright, anyway. That's been Soccer Rally once again. I do think this game, once again, like I told the developer, I think they've created a really great product. I don't necessarily agree with all the microtransaction stuff, and I think in general, these mobile games always kind of exploit. I mean, just like paying 44 euros to unlock all the cars. Like, okay, I guess, you know, obviously not some random kid most likely isn't gonna pay for that. The only people who would pay for that is like fucking straight up millionaires who have the kind of means to spend money like that. And so if they want to spend that money, then go for it. I guess I'm not, you know, you may do whatever you like, ultimately. But yeah, I don't know, I'm just in general not a big fan of microtransactions, but I get that that's kind of the landscape of mobile games, and it is what it is. I do feel like if you look at Rocket League, Sideswipe, I don't think it's nearly as exploitative as most of these mobile games. But I get that at the same time, it's like, you do gotta make money with these games, and, you know, if you got a small indie studio, you're probably not sitting there racking up millions off these games, so, like, I can kinda understand it, but in general, just my personal opinion, not a huge fan of really, like, extensive kind of microtransactions, you know, and having like these kind of spinners and stuff that, you know, I think the spinners are cool because you just click and then you watch an ad and then you spin. I think that's a fair way for a game to make money, you know, because you're not forced to spin the wheel, and ultimately you're just giving them ad money, and it's kind of like an exchange in a way. I think it's fair. You don't have to actually spend money on that. That's fine. Yeah, okay. And I think, I'm not saying that the games shouldn't have any kind of store where you can buy stuff. I just think that, I don't know, I find it a bit silly when you have 80 euros microtransaction to pay for 2 million coins. I don't know, it seems strange to me, I guess. Maybe I just don't have the correct brain logic to figure out why that would be okay, but whatever. This game, overall, I do think it's cool. I think the designs are good. It seems to have great mechanics built into it, you know. It has good gameplay, crisp controls, like, the game feels good. I think I have a bit of like delay on this PC playing it on an emulator, so it doesn't feel super great, but I think if I had a better, like a good performance mobile phone, it would probably feel pretty crisp and great. You know, it has a ranked system, it has a great, like, extensive, what's it called, garage system and customization, so again, the game seems to do a lot of things really well, so I really do appreciate that. It has good settings, you know. Oh, what is this? It even has songs. That's great. I had no idea. I should have probably turned it off for the video, but I'm probably just gonna muffle the audio anyway, because for the ASMR experience. And it has a skill tree, which I forgot to mention, but yeah, you can unlock new skills and stuff, which, you know, I do like how Rocket League is like, yeah, this game has a lot of positives compared to a lot of the really shitty Rocket League clones. I think this game absolutely washes them. It's not even close. Like, this game is genuinely good quality and well made, and that's something, again, I told the devs as well. So yeah, ultimately all is good. We had a great conversation. I have a lot of respect for the developers of this game. Shout out to Lava Skull. Yeah, and that's that. If any of the devs watch this video, and if the guy that I actually had this conversation with sees this video, I hope you don't mind me sharing any of this. And obviously I didn't want to go into too much detail and didn't want to speak on even the particular person I was speaking about. Like, I didn't want to mention names or anything like that. So I hope you don't mind me like sharing, and I hope you don't feel like I said anything unfair in this. I was trying to be very, I don't know, just fair and like understanding with the entire situation. But yeah, like I said again, I did appreciate that conversation, and that was really a really cool experience for me. Alright, I always appreciate people like speaking up when they have anything on their mind. If it's got something to do with the content I've made or anything like that, I really do appreciate people just like speaking their mind, whatever it is they want to express to me. I'm always open to hear any kind of feedback, because I do think that's something I can always learn from. I think I've had experiences before where I've made content that's rubbed somebody the wrong way, and I've actually took the time to like sort of evaluate whether or not I could have improved on something. And I think in most cases there's always something we as people can improve on. And in this case, well, I do think I could have handled the situation better. I think this game deserves a bit more of a fair, I don't know, just presentation, I guess. But of course, obviously, as content creators, we don't really think about that sometimes. Sometimes we're just out there to make fun content and make people laugh, and we're not really sitting there thinking about like, okay, are the developers gonna see this and what are they gonna think, and But I guess I think it's good to be empathetic most of the time, and keep in mind that like the things you do does have effect on people. I don't like to be too strict on things like that. I do think that I don't think you can always be too cautious about whether or not something you say is potentially harmful, because like, I don't know, I just think there are too many things that you can say that could be harmful that wouldn't be harmful to most people. I think you just need to find a good middle ground, and if somebody does find something you've said harmful, I think it's important not to attack them back or whatever. I think it's good to have a little bit of empathy and try to understand their point of view as well. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to change your perspective on the situation, but at least I think it's best to be at least understanding and let them know that you understand and that you hear them out, and that you'll at least take their point of view to consideration. So that's that. That was the conversations I had with the devs, and absolutely loved it. Alright guys, I'm gonna finish this ASMR here. It's gone a little too long. I didn't want it to be like 40 minutes long, but that's how long it ended up being, so it is what it is. I'm gonna try to keep these a bit shorter. Most of my videos I'm gonna aim for like 30 minutes, I think. Maybe a bit less, 20 to 30. Because, I don't know. I guess I'm just very good at rambling. I could keep on going forever, but that was that. Alright, thank you guys. I'll give you a few taps on the keyboard to finish it off. Alright, I'll see you guys later.